Top right of Daybreak in the red color, we have a Terran player, Finance Hoso, who just took down 2 of TSL players.
And this Hoso, Sculper!
That's exactly right, and his opponent is a former Brood War player, as Molja just elaborated on. Very, very good Zerg at the bottom left in the blue color this time, starting for his team TSL. We have...
TSL, my way!
Yep, it's my way.
Maybe he's a Sinatra fan. Sorry, My Way is a famous song made famous by Frank Sinatra. Limp Bizkit made a song called My Way. Did they cover My Way, or is it?
I don't know the Frank Sinatra song, I'm really sorry.
Okay. I mean, do you know the Sex Pistols song My Way? They covered it. Anyway, never mind. Yeah, Hyun, I'm really curious to see how he plays. Like I said, he was a very good Brood War player. He was never like top tier Brood War. He was always kind of like, he was one of the players that got sent on a team league. I think he made it to the earliest rounds of some of the individual leagues, which is actually really impressive. It's actually really difficult to get to those individual leagues, just even to get into them. Maybe even more difficult than it is to get into Code A, but that's questionable these days. Anyway, point being, he's very, very strong. He's going to have very strong mechanics, but he's not exactly a super genius or anything.
I really like that I'm casting him right now, because the last time that I saw his game, he played very, very well up to the end game, but he definitely had a problem. He, as I mentioned, never tagged to Hive, so he couldn't get the +3/+3 upgrades, and he just fell behind after his opponent already got a 4th, while he couldn't really get a good economy going. But we might see him play on a different level now. This is a different map, so this is going to be really interesting.
Yep, just going for a normal build here, I guess. The Koreans are showing some of the Korean signs that we can't read, but apparently it's a big deal going on over there. Sorry we got distracted, but I think he's going to run in and check out the base.
I was looking at the game and I was like, okay, why are they so excited all of a sudden? Did we miss something? Is there an Overlord dying? Did something just happen? And yeah, you're perfectly right. There are some Koreans
they were
holding
just talking
up
about the signs.
And yeah, we can't read them, but apparently they are pretty funny. And well, in the game itself, we now have 2 queens being built, and of course, once again, for our Terran player, he's going for the pretty safe strategy. He's not starting with an all too early expansion. He's just following up the reactor factory Hellion build with the command center, as you can see right now. And yeah, I'm really interested to see how My Way is doing. And it's always a little bit strange. We have him on the back with the name Hyun, and now he's just introduced as My Way, so I never know which ID to use, but apparently apparently he wants to be known as My Way in StarCraft 2, so...
Yeah, I don't know, because I thought that the same thing where he wanted to be known as My Way in StarCraft 2, but then his hoodie said Hyun on the back, and I was like, wait, what? Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, I got a Twitter sent to me, and yeah, people out there, to all the viewers, I apologize for always calling it a clan war and not a team battle or whatever. Major is always bitching about it, and it's just a habit from Warcraft 3. In Warcraft 3 we had clans, and it was always a clan war, so it's just completely embedded in my brain, and I will definitely make sure that in the future that I'll call it a team battle. I'm very, very sorry. Apparently people got really agitated about it.
That's okay. On behalf of everyone, I forgive you.
Thank you very much.
On behalf of everyone on Twitter, it's okay. I like these. Oh, is he going to cancel that? Yes, he does cancel that spine. Sorry, creep tumor at the last second. But the Hellions get in the main, though. Queens are giving chase, but he might be able to get a few drones here. Regardless, nice running away the drones that were close. Maneuvering them around. He's actually not going to lose a single drone, is he?
Not so far. No, so far he did not, and now the Hellions are dead.
Wow.
Nice defense.
Lost a Zergling.
Well done.
A Zergling. Very nicely played by Hyun.
Yeah, this was definitely worth it. 33 against 26 harvests right now, getting 5 additional one. The Hellions just trying to put a little pressure, and if you lose the early Zerglings, you can actually use this small window in order to place down another creep tumor. We still have him on 2 bases, Nice round on another Hellion. He's doing pretty well so far. My way is doing pretty well. We have Scalp with the third base being built and already the double evolution chamber for my way. So he's going for early +1/+1. And using one of them for his SimCity. There's the macro hatch.
Very nice. Also starting to get some creep tumors down. Finally connecting his main with his natural with that creep tumor. I like that. And you know, Sculp, he's shown some very good play against a Terran and a Protoss, but I'm wondering if maybe Zerg is his weak point, because he did face a Zerg in Code A the other day, and he was not able to do very well against his Zerg opponent the other day, so we're going to see if maybe My Way can shut him down finally.
Yeah, the whole situation in the clan was really tricky for TSL. They certainly...
So what? What kind of war is this?
The situation. Oh, in team battle. In the team battle. I'm very, very sorry. Okay.
I don't care.
Papa Moldrap reminding me. Yeah, I've been a bad boy. No, the thing is that this is definitely something that they didn't anticipate. Of course, Scalp is someone that we've heard about and that you have to... Well, you have to be careful, but nobody, I guess, expected Scalp to take down 2 players. Maybe with an upset, take 1 game. It's still a player that you don't take too lightly, but you don't expect him to take 2 games. So for TSL, this is really a tricky situation to deal with, and let's see how Marway is going to deal with it. He's going for the Infestation Pit, and by just simply building the Infestation Pit is already playing so much better than in his last game I casted of him. Yeah. So I really like that. And yeah, he will be able to get tier 3, he will be able to get Infestors. He's doing a good job so far. The problem that he has is he doesn't have a third yet, but he's already blocking the third of his opponent with an Overlord that's spreading creep. He's getting +1/+1. He has the Baneling, speed coming up. Everything's pretty nice, lines up very well. A decent amount of Harvesters being on 57, but still the third base should be his next goal.
Very nice indeed, and that Overseer does get a pretty good scout in, but sacrifices his life as a result.
That is,
I like... What's that?
The third.
Oh, yes, there it is. And I like the production tab here for a Zerg. He's going to have 1/1, and I really like him getting that speed for his Banelings. Not sure about producing 7 Overlords at once, but otherwise, I really like his setup he's getting going. He's going to have 1/1 before his opponent. He's going to have Baneling speed upgraded. I'd like to see 2/2 now that that's finished. Try and stay ahead of that Terran and upgrades. At least in Carapace, it's going to make his Zerglings a lot more effective in the mid-late game.
Terran player is getting a lot of good upgrades now as well. He needs his tank upgrade. We have it with Stim +1/+1. The armory lined up so he can get +2/+2. And we also have the Hive tech now for Myra. Right now the battle just revolves a little bit about the control of the map. We still have Scalp in a situation where he has the map control with all those Hellions that he is using, and the Infestors are not out yet, so there's no fungal to kill the Hellions just now. And the Overlord at the bottom right, yeah, it's just been killed, so he can place down a third. Here are the Hellions, not doing any damage at all. The third is already done. There are no drones so far, and he's just trying to trap them. He's still waiting for the Infestor, I guess. There it is. Has enough energy for the...
No, it doesn't. Half of the plans finished after that was built. But the Banelings are going to be able to take care of this unless he micros perfectly. Traps them in a corner. The Banelings splitting, doing a good job.
Yeah, he's taking down all of the Hellions, and now he's finally in a position where he can try to get access to the Xel'Naga watchtowers again. 16 drones are being built. He's sacrificing all his lava. Needs to be a little bit careful as now Scalp is pushing out. +2 attack being researched for both players. We have 5 Infestors in total.
Well, it looks like My Way was kind of pooling up money on Larva because he wasn't sure what was coming. And once he killed those Hellions, he's like, all right, well, I just killed a good chunk of Hellions. I'm okay now. I don't think he's going to be attacking with anything too huge at the moment. That's when he felt safe to drone up. So very nicely done, especially with those Infestors there. He can feel pretty safe right now. He's got to be worried, you know, a few minutes down the line. But for the moment, he was safe to drone up. There's the 2/2 finally.
He's actually doing really well now. He's getting Adrenal Glands. We have him with +2 armor, so his Zerglings and his ground forces in general are very, very strong, well upgraded. He's getting the Ultimus Cavern. We have him on Hive Tech, as I already mentioned. And with 83 drones, he has a very nice income. 3 base against 3, but he can slowly but steadily try to get the control over the game, and he has a nice flank prepared. So as soon as the additional Zerglings are being built, and here he comes from the back, trying to take them down. Beautiful fungal.
Nice.
Very well done. Needs to be
Can't
careful.
lose those
with
infestors, though.
Yep. Needs to be careful about it. The Medivac survived. A
stuff.
couple of Marines in the back as well.
And he takes out the tanks. That's crucial. Although he doesn't actually have any Banelings to make use of the fact that there aren't any tanks. Where are those infestors? He just get another fungal. Okay, these Zerglings will be able to deal with this.
Oh, where's the fungal? There it is. Well done. It needs to be another fungal. Yep, here we go. All of them are going to die. Very well executed.
Beautifully done. Uses up all of his energy on those infestors, but takes out a good chunk of Sculpt's army. Very, very nicely done. I thought it was interesting that we actually had the +2 weapons finish at both a lot earlier and also at the same time for both players. But we have the Carapace going a little bit faster for those Ultras because they have that extra upgrade, the chitinous plating. So they're going to be really, really buff when they come out.
A little bit afraid for Sculpt now. He needs to take a 4th and he needs to get a planetary fortress in position. His +2 armor is finishing very soon. But his army's not that strong just yet. He will lose all those Marines. Where's the fungal?
Oh no, he doesn't have enough energy for a fungal.
He actually did.
Did he?
No. You're perfectly
those are the
right.
infestors from before. They were out of energy, so they're still recharging. There's the fungal going on. But actually, this is probably not going to kill the medevac.
No, it's not.
So that was a little bit of a waste, but...
A 4th and a 5th base are now being built for Marway, and the Ghost Academy now for Sculpt.
Yeah,
Another
like
attempted drop, but that's not going to work out with all those Banelings and Zerglings already in position to deal with it. Another 5 infestors being built, and well...
Oh, we actually might just lose the medevac as well.
He needs
trying to
deal
pressure
some
the top
now.
at the same time.
The Sculpt needs to deal some damage, and this drop is doing a lot more damage than I thought. But is he able to take down the Zerglings, maybe even an infestation pit?
There's the Queen, gonna polish off the medevac. No, he's going for the Marines. He needs to just target the medevac. Oh no!
He's doing a lot more damage
And
than
he
he should
sent the
be able to
drones
do.
back in.
Wow, this is actually really bad. Look at how many drones he killed, and he's killing more and more at the 3rd base. This is exactly what Sculpt needs to get back into this match. He just killed 16 drones. That's a ton.
Yeah, finally some fungals going off. He's going to kill that one. Finally, the natural gets cleaned up as well.
And don't forget that at the same time the Terran player established a 4th base, or he's about to establish one. We will see a planetary fortress upgrade very soon. He's going for +3/+3, and this is exactly what he needs. We have, by the way, we have Marway going for Ultralisks. We mentioned this earlier, but this is just a matter of preference, what you want to use on Daybreak. I personally think that Brood Lords are a lot better on a Daybreak. You certainly can use Ultralisks, especially if you have this many infestors. Look at the amount of infestors, 13 of them, and there's the fight. Where's the beautiful
Ultras coming in as well.
Very well done.
That was awesome. Very nicely done. Cleans up the entire Terran army and saved all of his expensive units there.
But in regards to
and
the
this drone's going to take out a siege tank.
in regards to the resources lost, we still have the same amount of resources lost for both of them. So Marway is not really that far ahead.
Hero drone takes out a siege tank.
He's not that far ahead, to be honest. It's still 4 bases for the Terran player.
No, he's not terribly far ahead.
Well,
but he did just finish 3-3, I think. Actually, does he have 3 Carapace? Or just 3 weapons?
I think only 3 weapons.
Just two Carapace.
The problem that you have with the Ultralisk is that if the Terran player plays it smart and is able to maneuver you in a good position, he is in a situation where he can make good use of small gaps of Terran that just makes the Ultralisk clash against each other, and this is something that Sculpt might be able to achieve. Brood Lords are a bit better to control the middle of the map, the center of the map, and then you can get access to 2 additional bases, while the Terran player is forced to be on 4 to 5 bases, so you can take a lot more minerals and resources. But well, in the end, it's a matter of preference. I still think I talked about with the chat about it just recently, and he agrees that Brood Lords are probably the stronger.
Hold that thought. He's losing some infestors here. He cannot lose those expensive units. Doesn't want to. He sees this drop coming in the top. Is he going to be able to react to it? His army is down at the bottom of the map. Okay, he is sending some of his reinforcements up to that location. He already has some now. And in the meantime, counterattacking with Zerglings, Banelings, Ultras, and Infestors.
And one thing that I'm not really surprised to see now is that we have already 2 additional Ghost Academies being built. Daybreak is a map when nukes are very, very strong, and especially you can target the 2 middle positions with nuking over the abyss, so that's something that you can do in order to kill the mining. Once again, drop play, very nice. Scalp is just everywhere, but he needs to be careful because Marway is now using he's banking up a lot of resources, but still those Marines trying to take some damage, some damage to the tech of his opponent, and he's once again retreating. The danger is still imminent. Only one of the medivacs gets caught by the fungal. And with all the resources that he has banked up, he should at least try to get the tag with the Greater Spire. At least add it. He can afford it. Yeah, and I gotta point out a little bit, I've just been keeping an eye on it a little bit. You know, I talked about how My Way is gonna have really good mechanics, but I guess he hasn't really completely adapted to the mechanics of StarCraft 2 yet, or I'm not sure, but he's actually been a little bit lacking on some of his mechanics. I've seen him build 8 Overlords at once a couple times, so he's gotten supply blocked. I've seen him missing injects a lot as well, so that's something that might hurt him later on, because right now he is not able to take care of this drop either. He's going to lose his Ultralisk Cavern. Ultralisk Cavern goes down. Spawning Pool is down already. My Way is falling apart. The Spawning Pool and Ultralisk Cavern immediately being rebuilt, but I have to give it to Scalp. He is everywhere on the map. And what is a little bit surprising to me is that he is just now researching the Neo Steel frame upgrade. So that is something that I certainly did not expect at this stage of the game.
Yeah, that's going to give him increased bunker capacity, which is a little bit weird because he's not really making much use of bunkers at this point, although bunkers can be pretty good against these high damage units, keeping your Marines safe from fungals.
My Way is still playing very, very passive. He needs to deal with all these drops. Scalp is everywhere, but at the same time, My Way has a lot of resources. He has 2,000 minerals and 2,000 gas being on 200 supply. So this is a pretty decent position right now for My Way. Nonetheless, nukes are being built, and well, Scalp needs to get another base. He's trying to get the base at the bottom right. Oh, nah, awesome. Flanking his opponent, getting a couple of Banelings killed. Oh, the 2 drops.
Oh, wow. As long as he keeps that fungal, those medevacs are never going to survive. And boom goes the dynamite. Boom goes the explosion of those medevacs. A nice chunk of units killed off. And you know what? My Way has a lot of money pooled up. He can spare some units right now, but Sculpt does not have the extra money. What is he doing though? He needs to wait for those extra Banelings. He's going in regardless with the Ultras without support, and he actually just loses a bunch of stuff for no reason. He had another 2 or 3 dozen Banelings morphing. He didn't wait for them before he went in, and he lost a bunch of units. Now he's letting Sculpt get back a little bit, but again, still extra money in the bank for My Way, so he's able to remax, whereas Sculpt is still 30 supply behind.
That's one of the reasons. Oh, that's the double spire. I like this decision. I mentioned that I don't really, I'm not a big fan of Ultralisk on the map. You can certainly use them, as we've seen, but right now we have, well, My Way just in a position where Ultralisks are a little bit of a problem because he just has too many of them and they block each other. So going for the double spire is a very, very nice thing. You can start with the upgrades and go for the greater spire as well. We have Infestors being picked off. Another nice scan takedown. Another Infestor plus 3. Armor is now started, and we have one Ghost coming in order to nuke.
With a nuke. And there it goes, being launched from the Ghost Academy. And it's funny, you'd think they wouldn't keep nukes flying around at a training facility. It's going to land on a hatchery. It's not going to do anything. But in the meantime, My Way running in with a bunch of units and not really accomplishing much of anything there.
Well, you don't have to kill your opponent. If you have the resources with the nuke, you can just try to distract him, try to make sure that he has to focus somewhere else on the map. Nice fungal, but it won't be enough. Another snipe killing the Ultralisk, and Infestor being dead as well. So right now we have Scalp slowly but steadily pulling ahead in the game. He's on 5 bases.
Yeah, he's ahead right now.
And he just plays very, very well. My Way with a lot of problems at his hands though. Another couple of fungals, but it won't be enough. Nice fungals, but it's just not enough to take down Scalp. Another base dies for My Way. 185 supply for Scalp. The NS Socio player now with 1,000 minerals and 2,000 gas. He's getting more additional nukes, and wow, nuking
There
everything.
goes another nuke. Where is this one going to land? He's aiming for the expansion where he would be staging his new army. And
Ghost gets killed though.
it looks like it's going to land on some... No, it looks like the Ghost gets killed. Never mind, you're right. And finally, it looks like MyWay might fight this off. No, he's not. Those medevacs just keeping everything healed. And... wow, I mean, basically, MyWay, he's just sending in small groups of units instead of large groups.
Blizzard talked a little bit about the new patch that they plan to put in very soon, and one of the changes will be some adjustments to the snipe, and this is exactly why snipes are awesome against Zergs in late game, and all those ultralists just don't hold a candle against the sniping ability of the Ghost. Therefore, the GG, and Skull takes another win.
Yeah, they're going to be reducing the effectiveness of snipe on the larger units like Brood Lords and Ultralisks. So they only do max damage against psionic units.
I might be wrong, but don't they do only like 25 damage to all of the Zerg units from now on, and only to psionic units an additional damage from 25? So that it would be total of 50 instead of 45 right now?
It'll be 50 damage against things like Templar, which are psionic, but it'll only be 25 damage against everything else. That's correct.
Yeah, so, okay.
Which will actually really change Terran versus Terran also. No longer be able to go for those ghost rushes where one snipe will kill a Marine and that kind of thing. Well, I guess it won't change the normal TVT, but anyway, it's going to be interesting. You can, of course, go to battle.net and you can read all about the patch changes for the upcoming patch. But here's basically what I see happened. MyWay got ahead. He had the advantage. He had the perfect army. And then he started sending in like a few... like a portion of his army at a time. He would send in Ultras and Infestors with no support. He would send in a bunch of Zerglings when his Infestors were trailing way behind and couldn't actually engage in the battle at the same time. He would have Infestors in the middle of the map doing nothing, get picked off by Marauders. So he had the advantage, but instead of keeping his army together and going with a unified attack or a defense, he just kind of got picked apart. And it was his fault. It wasn't like he got caught out of position. He actually attacked at one point with... I couldn't believe he attacked with all those Ultras and Infestors with no supportlings and none of his Banelings, just to lose all of it. I don't know.
Let's get back to this in a second, but first of all, we have a new player coming up.
Who are they going to send out next?
New symbol.
That is going to be Revival. Can't believe I don't recognize him yet. I've seen
the one
him so
thing
many
that I
times.
wanted to mention about the last game, I think that the drops in the end were just too much for him to handle, and the thing that I didn't like is that even though he had a lot of minerals banked up, he didn't build Spine Crawlers and Spore Crawlers in
That's actually a really
his
good
main
point.
base and his third. If you position them correctly and you build a few of them, and you certainly can afford them, then it will be so much harder for the Terran player to drop you. You will be safer, and even if you can't stop the drop, you can delay the actual damage being dealt to your main base and to your attack, so you can cope with it. MyWay was never in a position where he could defend against the drop play, and Skull did just very, very well, dropping at 2 or 3 places at a time and moving his main army into the middle as well.
No, you're right. He had so many drops go into his main, and he had like a handful of Lings and Banelings there, but it wasn't enough. If he'd had, you know, a few Spore Crawlers back there instead, it would have been a little bit better. He dealt with the drops really well for most of the game, but I think, again, he just kind of fell apart at the end there.
I actually disagree. I think the drops, he will handle them very, very poorly. Especially the one double drop that killed everything in his main base.
Well, yeah, later on. He definitely
I mean in the late game, not earlier.
Anyway, we're going to go to a quick break, and then we're going to come back and see if this player can bring it home or if Sculpt can continue his winning streak. We're going to find out in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.